So the squad my boy Jin Woo with got pulled up on by some red orcs, and they're escorting them to their boss. And once they get there, the leader of the squad is like, exactly why'd you bring us here? And bro's just like, yeah, nah, we brought you here so we could kill you, and then laugh as we do it. And then the boss of this dungeon just auras these niggas down. I mean, bro hit them boys with that advanced conqueror's hockey, had them all stressing. And that boy Ki-hon, he's a real ass dude, because he was like, you know what? If we all gonna get cooked here, I'm not going out without a fight. He tries to bum rush the boss at the gate. But as Ki-hon's running to the boss, he looks behind him and sees his whole squad shook in fear. This Iron Fist ass nigga over here tweaking. I'm not gonna lie, I wish every Iron Fist I played against was like bro right now. Otherwise, niggas wouldn't be calling him Satan's greatest soldier as we speak. But Ki-hon still running at the boss, jumps at bro, and dude just pulls out this ice shield blocking that attack. And brother man boss dude puts his hand out, says gravity magic, lifts Ki-hon up in the air, and then slams his ass right back down. As he repeats this process 7 more times. That 8th time had Jin Woo stressing. He was like, oh yeah, no, I can't let that one slide. Pulled up and saved that man Ki-hon's life before it ended. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm Ki-hon and Jin Woo just saved my life on the 8th time of me getting my body dribbled like a basketball, I'm looking at bro and being like, why'd you let it happen 7 other times again? You could have been done saved me. I appreciate it though, but like, damn nigga. Getting princess carried by another grown man in front of the hoes is kind of crazy. If I was Ki-hon, I would have backflipped out of bro's arms before he could even touch me. Cause that's a little OD game. You could have picked me up some other way. A red orc tried to pull up on Jin Woo and the squad, but bro just froze his ass in place. And now this nigga Jin Woo is aura farming over bro's slumped body. Yeah, I know what you are, Jin Woo. Chunks little bro up through the ceiling as he asks Ki-hon, like, hey little nigga, let me clear this by myself. As he says to bro in front of the hoes, by the way. But Ki-hon says yes, and Jin Woo releases every single member of his shadow army on these boys. The boss sees it and he's like, yeah, whatever, man. I've seen the worst, but Jin Woo activates a damn domain expansion, buffing his entire shadow army. The boss of the dungeon says go, and it's a full-on war between his orcs and Jin Woo's shadow army. That boy Iron tried to taunt the orcs, but it didn't work, so his ass got mad and just started cutting them boys down. And Igris learned the aura farm from his pops, because his ass is standing in one place as he's getting surrounded by orcs just cutting them boys up. And I'm not gonna lie, I know not to mess with a nigga that's standing in one place aura farming and we're in a fight. If I ever see that, I'm going the other direction and hoping they don't take my life. And Jin Woo himself is going crazy too, slashing and dashing through all these orcs until the dungeon boss tried to boom his ass with this big ass beam of fire as he starts talking crazy to Jin Woo. Did it matter what bro said? A little bit, because he tried to crush Jin Woo with that big ass block of ice. Jin Woo got out of the way obviously, but that dungeon boss was on bro's ass as soon as his feet touched the ground. He tried to use that gravity magic on Jin Woo. He missed that bitch 3 times though, backing Jin Woo up with each and every single one, but Jin Woo looks up and there's just rocks floating at this nigga dome piece. The dungeon boss been watching them Uraraka tapes, bro. He let them rocks go, but Jin Woo dodged out of that one too. And then the dungeon boss just starts lighting fire everywhere, taking everybody out, his guys included. Over here had fire coming at Sung Jin Woo at both sides just for that nigga to flex up out of there. That dungeon boss then starts talking crazy mess to Jin Woo, being like, yeah man, you gonna run out of MP eventually. And Jin Woo's like, nah, drinks an Elden Ring MP flask, and then he starts resurrecting bro's dead homies and putting him in his shadow army. And I'm not gonna lie, if a nigga did this to me, I'm fucking this bitch, bro. Consensually, of course, but still, it has to happen. But Jin Woo points his dagger at the orc boss and he's like, you're next. That'd have a nigga like me shivering in my boots, brother. But that orc boss starts glitching out, quite literally realizing he's fighting the main character. But after realizing he's nothing more than a pawn in a much bigger game, he's like, fuck it, we ball. Sends his 4 generals out to go handle Jin Woo. That first general pulled up on Iron and he was having himself a cool little squabble with bro until whole entire left arm got cut off, followed by his head next. We then go to my boy Igris, and these orc generals said bro got too much sauce, we gotta jump his ass. And they was definitely putting that pressure on Igris. He had to put his big ass break sword down, but he still got them little daggers on him. Chunked one of them holes at bro on the left's noggin. Bro, Igris runs at bro, picks up his sword, and they start going crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, bro on the right had better squabbles than his brother, cause why is he putting up a better fight with Igris with just him alone? But Egress started pushing bro back, and this is why you don't jump, niggas, cause Tank pulled up and snuck the hell out of bro. That squad Jin Woo was with earlier is like, let's go help bro. The dungeon boss said nah, gave them boys diverticulitis, had them throwing up blood out the mouth. But an old dude gets off his chair, pulls up on Jin Woo, is like, alright nigga, it's gonna be me and you then. Tries to pull that same spell that had that scuffed Iron Fist throwing up his liver, and that shit did not work at all. So Jin Woo pulls out his mages and has them try to nuke this nigga with 14 fireballs. Orc boss pulled up that ice shield and nope. That fireball burnt blue, went right through that bitch and broke his mask right off his face. Bro survived that obviously, but he is pissed. So he turns himself big as hell. And brother, you are not Piccolo, cut it out. He tries to stomp on that nigga Jin Woo, nothing. Tries to beam bro down with his hot ass fire breath, nothing. Pulled out a bunch of these magic circles and just started beaming fire everywhere, friend and foe alike. Bro over here thinking that he won, but Jin Woo pops up out of the smoke and stabs bro in the eye as he starts hanging onto these chains like he's Spider-Man. The dungeon boss smacks the ceiling, making Jin Woo fall down, and Jin Woo starts talking crazy shit while the dungeon boss is like, alright, I got something for that bitch ass. Makes this nigga Jin Woo play The Floor Is Lava as beams of fire also start coming up out of the ground, trying to get this nigga as Jin Woo is parkouring around all these chains, swinging on them bitches and such until he throws two of his daggers, breaking the magic circles. But it didn't do any damage to the dungeon boss, so Jin Woo's like, alright then, now I got something for yo bitch ass. So Jin Woo pulls out that big ass force hand, grabs a chain and wraps that bitch around the dungeon boss's arm. As the dungeon boss then pulls, and nigga, you did this to yourself, because as he pulled, Jin Woo just kind of went to the left, wrapping the dungeon boss in the chains. But Jin Woo trips the dungeon boss as he then resurrects the 3 guards bro had. The dungeon boss looks up as he sees Jin Woo posted in front of him with his 3 niggas. And he's like, yeah, nah, I'm not losing to you niggas. Charges up as the 3 guards pull up on bro, and hold on a second, dungeon boss kind of got a little hands. Was bodying dude on the left, then the dude on the right pulled up. He gripped his ass up, just chunked his ass out of the way. But that 3rd nigga with the bear pelt on his head was the one that got him. Swerve stomped his ass in the dirt as he looks up to see his final moments broadcasted in 4K as he gets the hammer dropped on his ass, the sword chopping this nigga brains in 2. But we knew Jin Woo wasn't gonna stop there, man. He resurrected that nigga, making him a part of his shadow army, and that's really the end of the fight, man. This man Jin Woo is an aura farming bastard, brother. That's all he knows how to do. Yeah, man, that's really it. Fight was gas. Moral of the story is, don't wait till the last minute to save a nigga life. If you can do it from the start, just go ahead and do it. With that being said, that's the end of the video, man. If you liked, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.